When I tell you, this really pissed me off.
I can already see a flag in the background.
This pissed me off. Just by what this person was saying, I think it's disgusting. So...
You know what? One of my friends said to me that he finds your reaction so funny because you'll be like, I'm absolutely disgusted and your expression won't change. He was watching a video of us and he was like, Sabi was like, I'm furious.
Male trans activist fantasizes about getting a uterus transplant so he can get pregnant and get an abortion.
What? That's not real. There's no way. There's no way. What sick side of the universe were you born on?
First trans woman to have a successful uterus transplant, ovaries and eggs included. And I want to be the first trans woman to have an abortion. I will let a doctor who has successfully transplanted a uterine complex before cut the organs out of a willing, healthy, transmasculine donor, place them in my body. I will devote myself, heart and soul, to their aftercare. I will have as much gay sex as it takes, with as many trans women as it takes, and let the transphobes and homophobes scratch their heads, wondering what to make of it. And I want to be the first trans woman to have an abortion.
Firstly, if you tried to argue that this person doesn't have mental health issues, you need help as well. If you are excited to get an abortion, you are in that fashion, you want to get pregnant for the sole purpose of getting an abortion. As far as I'm concerned, that person should spend some time in prison.
It's disgusting.
That's terrible. Wherever you sit with the abortion argument, the fact of the matter is to get an abortion means you are aborting a life, right? Now, I'm not saying that women don't have the right to get abortions. I don't have a foot in the abortion argument. I understand both sides of it. What I don't understand, this isn't the first time I've heard of something like this. People that want to celebrate getting abortions. As far as I was aware, getting an abortion was a very traumatic and emotional experience because you're aborting something. I don't get people that are saying it's not a life. You are aborting something from your body. You're killing something. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad. That's just what it is. And I'm not saying that your rights should be taken away to do it either. What I am saying is that's what it is. Why the hell would you celebrate that?
I just think, like, this person as well is like smiling on camera like, I really want this. And it's crazy to me because it's like, it's as if it's been made out into a joke. Like, this is just a joke to people. This is just an experiment. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it is a very, very sensitive topic for a lot of people, right? There's women out there who can't even get pregnant. And you want to get pregnant for the sake of it just so that you can get rid of it because you want to be the first trans person to abort a baby. That's so bad mind. And then there's also like, there's people who've had abortions who maybe didn't really want to, but have had to because maybe their circumstances in life aren't set up that way. There's people who have got pregnant and lost babies. Like, it's such a sensitive topic and you want to get pregnant purely just to abort the baby. Like, that is so foul.
It is foul, and I think that if I was a woman, I'd be offended watching that.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like, I was actually gobsmacked. Like,
but is that person transitioned from woman to man, or is it man to woman? Because if they were originally a woman, then of course they can give birth because they're female. So what the fuck are you talking about? And if you were a man and you've transitioned to appear as a woman, you can't give birth. But this is point blank period.
Yeah, this is where I didn't understand it because this person was saying have sex with as many transgender men as possible. What does that mean? I don't understand it.
So I can't actually tell what's going on here, but this person wants to have sex with men that are presenting as women because obviously they can still shoot semen.
Okay.
Right, it's like if I became Michaela, right? I can still shoot semen.
But isn't transgender when you've actually undergone the change?
No, transgender is if you feel like you're the opposite gender. That's what you are.
Right.
So I could be a trans woman right now if I felt that about myself by the ideology's way of thinking, right?
Right.
So this individual, this sick, twisted, low-life scum, is basically saying...
So, yeah, this is a woman that's a transgender man.
Yeah.
And if it was you, you're the man who's been a transgender woman, you can still have sex because you've both got your counterparts. And you're going to make this transgender man pregnant. And then this transgender man wants to abort the baby. Just to say, I'm a transgender man and I've just aborted a baby. How did I get pregnant?
Essentially, yeah. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. What we should all just try to wrap our heads around here is that this person wants to go through any amount of complications to kill a baby.
Yeah, I just don't understand the logic and concept behind wanting to do such an act. Like, there's so much better things to do with yourself in this world. There's so many ways to be a better person and make the world a better place. Not trying to sound like one of them people that eats my feelings, but do you know what I mean? And instead, you want to be someone who wants to get pregnant and abort a baby. That's what you're sitting. I want to sit there and do in my head. Today I've woken up and I'm thinking, the way I feel today is I want to get pregnant and abort a baby. Like, what?
Nobody in their sane mind wants to abort a child. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody in their sane mind wants to have an abortion. They get out of necessity.
Yeah.
It's not contraceptive. It shouldn't be treated as like the morning after pill. You have an abortion because, you know, whatever happened. You don't have the means to look after this baby. And again, I'm not saying that I'm for or against. That's just what it is. People get it because sometimes they feel like they can't bring another life into the world. I understand the religious side of it. I understand the people that want the right to do whatever they want to do with their bodies, because there's a lot of nuances and complexities in the argument. My problem with this is someone that would celebrate doing it. It's there it's like something necessary that everybody understood. Women need to have the right to do that in case something went sideways. If you think you're sane of mind and this is the kind of thing that you would enjoy, then I've got something else to tell you. I hate to break it to you, but you need to be checked into a mental asylum.
You belong in an asylum, 100%. That's not normal. Those words that are leaving your mouth are not normal. This
person's crazy. The fact that they put that on the internet is insane to me. If this video somehow gets back to them, please, like, whatever your name is, look in the mirror and think about what you just said or what you are about to try and do. Just think about it. Not everything has to be political. Take your head out of your ass and just listen to what you just said. That's one of the most profoundly stupid and malicious things that I've heard. And I'm willing to bet this is for political reasons. This is obviously a leftist. And another thing is that I bet you any money that because this person identifies this way and they're probably far, far left, as far as you can possibly get, instead of people on the left condemning this shit, I'm sure people watching our videos would, but in general, they will just be like, leave them alone. And this is the problem. This is why people get angry with the left these days. Because we're not saying that this is widespread. This is what all trans people are doing. Because I don't think people are this sick to want to do something like that. The problem is that when you see things like this, you get people on the left defending them. What are you defending? It's like with the whole school thing. A lot of people on the left will say, this is right-wing people or conservatives blowing it out of proportion. It's not happening everywhere. Okay, fine. If it's not happening everywhere, why are you still defending it on the cases that are brought up? This shit is backwards. It is arse backwards.
They're also wasting the time of healthcare providers as well.
Yeah.
Taking it away from people who actually need it.
Healthcare providers should also grow a fucking backbone and start rejecting these people. Yeah, you're going to waste money and resources on this bullshit. That shit's crazy, man. If you don't think this person's mentally ill, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
They're sick in the head. And they should be watched. Someone should watch them. If they're willing to do something like that, I have to wonder what else they're willing to do. And that is clearly to prove a point. That's ideologically driven.
It is, yeah.
That's to prove a point. I hate to even blame the parents, you know, like, you can't even say shit like the parents failed this one.
Yeah, so I don't even think that would have been anything to do with the parents.
How hard do you have to fail for your kid to turn out that way?
No, it's actually just, that's actually real mental health issues. Like that's real mentally insane behavior.
Yeah, if you're friends with this person, call up, you know, whoever you need to call up and get them checked in.
Imagine your friend come up to you and said that to you. Imagine.
My friends wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say it to me because they know full well you're going to hold a haymaker. That's crazy. That is crazy. You'll just get cussed out. You'll get cussed out. If I know you came up to me and said that you were excited to get an abortion, I'll cuss you out.
That would be like a girl saying, oh, I want to, for example, my boyfriend has pissed me off, so now I want to get pregnant with his baby, let him get excited, then I'm going to abort it. It's that level of...
malicious.
Yeah, it's your intent is really nasty there, and it's not normal.
These people have absolutely no respect for the female body and the fact that women have to go through a long, excruciating process with giving birth. No respect whatsoever. This is a game. This is dress up. This is politically driven. It's ideologically driven. It's sick in the head.
If that's a transgender man, that means that that's somebody who was once or is a woman.
Yeah.
And still behaving in such a way.
Well, you know, when you're mentally ill, that's what happens. The thing that kills me the most is that we talk about mental health so much these days, but it seems like when it needs to be spoken about the most, they just ignore it and pretend like this is not mental health. This is mental health. This person, that line of thinking, that's where the conversation needs to be.
But the problem is people like us will get targeted and be like, oh, you're being transphobic.
This is not transphobic.
What, because a transgender person is saying they want to get pregnant just to abort?
If a woman was saying that, I would say the same thing to her.
Me too.
How insane do you have to be to come out with something like that?
It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I don't really have anything else to say on it.
Why are you taking the piss out of me?